everyone and welcome to the Time to Cook Club Advanced and your online class. So today we're going to be making Staffordshire oatcakes with cheese and bacon, and we'll be making 8 oatcakes today. So hopefully if you're joining me today you have all of your ingredients weighed out, measured and ready to go, and also the equipment from the equipment list. So let's make a start. So the first thing you'll need to do is you'll need to place your oatmeal into a mixing bowl. Along with your plain flour. You're also going to add in your 1 teaspoon of caster sugar and your 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then with a spoon you're just going to stir those ingredients in together, okay, so they're all mixed in. You're also going to add in your sachet of dried yeast before mixing again. Okay. So you're going to get your warm milk, your 300 millilitres of warm milk, and you're going to add it to your mixing bowl. Now I just warmed my milk in the microwave. I think it took about a minute, okay? So it's just lukewarm. Don't want it too hot, okay? But it needs to be warm to activate the yeast. And we're also going to pour in 200 millilitres of lukewarm water, okay? So we're saving our other 100 millilitres for later on in the recipe. And again, just lukewarm water. So I boiled the kettle and then poured a little bit in to my measuring jug and then topped it up with cold water to get the right temperature. And we're going to add that to our bowl too. And then using a whisk or a fork, you're just going to whisk or mix the ingredients all together so that there's no lumps, okay? So you might want to keep your whisk or your fork low down in the bowl to stop it splashing out, but just keep going until you have mixed in all of those ingredients together. You also need to get right down to the bottom of the bowl, okay, because sometimes you'll get some lumps of flour sitting on the bottom. So once you've used your whisk to really thoroughly mix in those ingredients together and to remove any lumps, you need to cover your bowl with some cling film or some tin foil, and you need to leave your mixture for 1.5 to 2 hours. This will allow the mixture to ferment, which basically means that the yeast will have a chance to work. So try and find a nice warm spot to place your bowl in, and I'll see you back here in 1.5 to 2 hours time when we'll continue to make our oatcakes together. Okay, welcome back guys. So hopefully by now your mixture has gone all kind of frothy. And what you'll need to do is, using a spoon, you'll just need to knock out those bubbles, okay? In a separate cup, you're going to pop the 1/4 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. So just a small amount, and with the remaining 100 millilitres of lukewarm water, just check that it is still lukewarm, and you're going to pop 2 teaspoons of the water in with the bicarbonate of soda before giving it a good stir. You're going to pour that into the batter and give it a stir before pouring in the rest of the lukewarm water. And again, you're going to give that a stir. So it should be quite a nice loose liquid. You're going to cover it and you're going to leave it for another 15 minutes just to rest whilst we prepare our frying pan. So you need to pour some olive oil into a cup, okay, and then grab a pastry brush and you're just going to brush olive oil all over the bottom of the pan, okay, like so. So join me back here in 15 minutes time when your batter has rested and we can make our oatcakes. Okay, welcome back guys. So now what you need to do is you need to cook your oatcakes, and remember we're trying to get at least 8 oatcakes from the mixture. So you need to pop your frying pan onto a medium heat on the hob to warm up, okay? So you've obviously brushed over the olive oil all over the base, and you just need to heat the frying pan up, okay, until it's really hot. You then need to get some kitchen towel and very carefully just need to mop up any olive oil that's remaining before popping a ladle full of your oatcake mixture into the pan. Okay, so you can use your hands to make sure that the batter coats the whole of the bottom of the pan. Try not to get it up the sides just because it does make it much harder to get your oatcake out of the pan once it's been cooked. So then what you need to do is you need to turn the heat down and cook your oatcake in the same way really as you'd cook a pancake. So you're going to pop the ladle full of batter into the frying pan and then move it around to make sure that it covers the bottom of the pan. You're then going to leave it to cook on the underside for about 3 to 4 minutes. So you should be able to see little bubbles come onto the surface of the oatcake, and you should also see the glossiness of the batter kind of dry up, okay? So it shouldn't look so shiny and glossy. When that has happened, you can very carefully with a spatula or a small palette knife flip the oatcake over and cook the other side of the oatcake for a couple of minutes too, before popping it out of the frying pan and onto a plate. And just continue to do that until you have cooked all of your oatcakes. Like I said, you're aiming for at least 8, but obviously it will depend on the size of your pan. And a really good tip is to place some baking paper in between each oatcake to make sure that they don't stick together as you're cooking them. Make sure you cover them with tin foil afterwards, and then that will keep your oatcakes nice and warm. So join me back here when you've cooked all of your oatcakes and we can continue with our recipe together. Okay, welcome back guys. So hopefully by now you have cooked all of your oatcakes. So now we're just going to fill the oatcakes, and I'm going to show you how to fill one of them. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to cook some bacon either under the grill or in a frying pan on a low heat on the hob, okay? And you can also cook some tomatoes on the vine. I just pop these onto an oven tray and put a little bit of olive oil on them and pop them in the oven for like 10 to 15 minutes, okay? And like I said, you need to cook your bacon rashers, so I did mine in a frying pan. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pop some bacon onto the bottom part of your oatcake, okay, like so. And then you're going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese, the grated cheese, okay, over the top. Before folding your oatcake over. Now, if you do want to use brown sauce, you can pop some brown sauce in there. And then you're just going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese over the top of the oatcake. And you can pop this under the grill until the cheese melts. So join me back here once the cheese has melted and we can look at our oatcakes. Okay, welcome back guys. So here I have my oatcakes filled with bacon and cheese with my tomato on the vine on the side. And I'm sure you'll agree it looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait to tuck in. So I really hope you enjoyed joining me today to make your oatcakes with cheese and bacon. But more importantly, I hope you enjoy eating them and sharing them with your family. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I really look forward to cooking with you guys again next week when we'll be back with another delicious bake from our staycation menu. I can't wait to share it with you. Have a super lovely rest of your week. Bye!